I'd like you to take a moment and think about how far human archaeology and development has come. Now think about our origins and the dramatic history and process it took us to get here. You may not believe it, but historical sites are under threat from war, poverty, construction, and even global climate change and landscape changes affect these treasured sites. Without having an understanding of our past, we wouldn't have the technological advancements we do in understanding evolution and the development of skills we use daily. One site I wanted to talk about that is currently under threat is Palmyra in the Syrian desert. This site stands at a crossroads for multiple civilizations that we learned from, and was an ancient cultural center that heavily traded with the East during Roman control in the mid-1st century AD. However, this site was settled by many different people before this, including the Assyrian, Semitic, Arab, Greek, and Persian cultures as early as 2000 BCE. What's interesting about places like this is that they tend to compile all those cultures' architecture and cultural evidence, so we can learn not only how different cultures used the site, but also how they moved around the land. Unfortunately, Palmyra has been plagued by war and civil war. In 2015, it was actually seized by ISIS, and they destroyed many of the city's ancient structures, including a 2,000-year-old temple called Balshaman and the Temple of Bel. Another site that I wanted to bring to attention is Abu Simbel. Cut into the face of a cliff, this ancient site in southern Egypt was supposedly built on the command of Ramses II during the 2nd millennium BC. While much of the history of this site focuses on Ramses II and his main consort, Nefertari, the location of the site was actually sacred to Hathor, the mother of the sun god Ra, long before he built these temples. Ramses II put the temples here to impress the Egyptians because of its source of gold and other trade goods. Unfortunately, this site was also attacked by terrorists during the Iraq War in the early 2000s, and just like Palmyra, the historic location that is normally a heavy tourist site saw dramatic drops in visitation. Not only is this very upsetting to see these sites demolished, but it also can greatly affect the economy of the current population for the area. Abu Simbel is also under threat from fire warnings, smog, and corrosive winds that continue to corrode the site's preservation. So take another second. Really think about the cultures that are hurting from these sites' corrosion and destruction. Think about the ancient knowledge and human origin we're losing. It's never too late to take action. Some ways that you could get involved might be educating friends and family on the issue or donating to sites that are working to make a difference. Some general historical preservation sites that are making great difference are the Global Heritage Fund, United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, also UNESCO, or the Society for American Archaeology. Remember that even just helping spread the word could help. There's always more to build. Now let's see if we can preserve what we've made.